Hello, dear friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Mukesh English. Dear friends, do you know the importance of failure in life? Have you ever experienced the enjoyment of failure in life? To understand the significance of failure in life, let's go through J.K. Rowling's famous Harvard commencement speech, which was delivered in 2008. Before we go through J.K. Rowling's famous speech, let's know about J.K. Rowling very briefly. J.K. Rowling is a British author and philanthropist. She wrote Harry Potter, a 7-volume children's fantasy series published from 1997 to 2007. The series has sold over 500 million copies, has been translated into 70 languages and got global recognitions in the form of films and video games. The Casual Vacancy, which was published in 2012, was her first novel for adults. So that's a brief information about J.K. Rowling. Introduction to the speech. In 2008, J.K. Rowling stood in front of a Harvard graduating class and thought back to her own life on the cusp of graduation. She revealed to her young audience that in the weeks leading up to the commencement address, she asked herself what she wished she had known at the age of 21. What followed was an intimate exchange of wisdom which could only be attained through life experience. J.K. Rowling guided the Harvard graduating class by offering some guidance, and she centered her speech on the important two topics. The one is here, importance of failing and using one's imagination. So these two topics have been highlighted in her speech, and the topic is here, the importance of failing and using one's imagination. To begin with, J.K. Rowling discusses each topic in turn, first focusing on why failing can be a good thing. The author of the Harry Potter series, which was published between 1997 and 2007 and has sold over 450 million copies worldwide, was not always so successful. 7 years after her own graduation, J.K. Rowling had failed on an epic scale. Despite her parents' wish for her to study modern languages and to get a good paying job, she found herself a broke, jobless, divorced single mother. She admits that in her 20s, her greatest fear had been realized. Difficult and unexpected as that was, J.K. Rowling reveals there was something greatly liberating about failing. When she stripped everything away and accepted the position she was in, she was free to focus on the only work she felt truly mattered, that was her writing. She famously discloses, says that rock bottom became a solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. For J.K. Rowling, failing became an opportunity to learn about herself. She learned she had strong will. She learned she had discipline. She learned she had true friends. In her second half of the speech, J.K. Rowling focuses on the importance of imagination. J.K. Rowling argues that imagination is more than just the ability to envision what is not there. It is the ability to emphasize with those whose experiences we have never shared. Humans always have the unique ability to think themselves into other people's places. So J.K. Rowling goes on to tell of a particular period of her life that informed the entire Harry Potter series. During the daytime, she used to work in the African Research Department of Amnesty International's London office. She spent her early 20s in poring over handwritten eyewitnesses' accounts from trials of executions, rapes, and kidnappings. She saw the photographs of citizens who had disappeared without explanation and testimonies from torture victims on the daily. In this environment, J.K. Rowling reveals that she was constantly reminded of her own privilege. She was reminded of the evils of humankind. She was also reminded the goodness. In particular, she remembers a young man of her age who gave a videotaped account of the torture inflicted upon him, and as she walked him to the subway, he still had the courtesy to wish her future happiness. J.K. Rowling relies heavily on her personal experience to convey her message, and her ideas act as guiding principles for all. J.K. Rowling's closing remarks are a call to action. She addresses the graduating class specifically, telling them that their privilege gives them the power to affect change. Those who choose to imagine themselves into the lives of the less advantaged can use their voices for the voiceless. J.K. Rowling reveals finally, we do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We can imagine better. Saying this, J.K. Rowling concludes her speech. So, what is the takeaway from J.K. Rowling's speech? What do we learn from J.K. Rowling's speech? We learn here five important key points. The first key point is here. Your resume is not your life. She says personal happiness lies in knowing that life is not a checklist of acquisition or achievement. Your qualification, your CV are not your life. Second, failure is an inevitable learning experience. She says you will never truly know yourself or the strength of your relationships until both have been tested by the adversity. Such knowledge is a true gift. Third one, you cannot blame your parents for the direction your life takes. She says there is an expiry date on blaming your parents for steering you in the wrong direction. The moment you are old enough to take the wheel, responsibility lies with you. Fourth, through empathy, we can imagine better and change our reality. J.K. Rowling says, if you choose to use your status and influence to raise your voice on behalf of those who have no voice, if you retain the ability to imagine yourself into the lives of those who do not have your advantages, then it will not only be your proud families who celebrate your existence, but thousands and millions of people whose reality you have helped change. Fifth one, cherish your friendships. She says, the friends with whom I sat on the graduation day have been my friends for life. So, dear friends, this is how we learn the five important key points from J.K. Rowling's Harvard commencement speech delivered in 2008. To repeat, the first one we learn here, your resume is not your life. Failure is an inevitable learning experience. You cannot blame your parents for the direction your life takes. Through empathy, we can imagine better and change our reality. Fifth one, cherish your friendships. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, you can reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Please do click on the like button, write in the chat, write in the comment box. If you are not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe. Thank you once again.